Go.
We're here. Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Andrew Krause. I'm one of the co-founders here at InventRight. We have Mr. Stephen Key. He's the other co-founder at InventRight. Together, we co-founded InventRight 23 years ago. We've had students in over 65 countries. What does that mean? They're a student, they're a member. It means we train them to license. And what is licensing? Licensing is basically renting your idea, right, Stephen, to a big company. And you don't need to raise money. You don't need to hire employees. You don't need to try to get distribution at retailers that don't want to talk to you because you just have one product. Instead, it's their money, it's their employees, and oh, that
No,
particular
Andrew, I
company.
want to have a garage full of inventory, things I thought were going to sell, but they don't sell, and now I have a garage full of product. That's what I want.
Yeah, are you being sarcastic?
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I am.
But you know, licensing isn't all perfect. I make it sound beautiful and perfect. If you are completely resistant to changing the color of your product or changing a little something about your product, you're not going to be happy with licensing because you don't have complete and total control. They might go, well, we want to change it. We want to put the hinge over here. We want to do this. And if you're like, no, 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 you can't do that. Like, okay, don't do licensing because they're going to make some changes. Now, if they don't perform, this is why I say renting. If they don't perform, you get it back. You never want to say stupid stuff, and people are like, I didn't know that was stupid to say, Andrew. I want to sell you my patent. I want to sell you my invention. No, they're going to pay as you go. As the product is successful, they're going to pay you. Okay. So, Stephen, we're just going to ramble as we usually do as the comments start
On
to
live, I
stream
don't
in.
see anybody in there yet.
No, not yet, but they'll usually within seconds some people stream
I
in,
know
but
that's. I don't see anybody. Are you sure we're live, Andrew?
it says we're live, so we'll see here. Well, I mean, the chats we've been doing have been like we can't even get to all the questions. So
There's not one
hopefully within a
question.
minute or two
There's not
here.
one question there now.
I know I don't see anybody, but anyway, we'll find out here. We'll
Could
just
someone raise their hand? Give us the thumb up if
well,
you're.
we did start 6 minutes late. Oh, here we go. There they
There we
are.
go. Okay,
They're
good.
starting to come in
Okay.
here. So
Uh,
oh, here's a gentleman that met you at one. We go to hardware shows sometimes. Justin said, "Hey, Stephen, we met at the National Hardware a few years back." So, Stephen and myself will go to trade shows, and it's a good chance to meet up with our fans. We don't have another word for that. People that follow us but aren't students of ours. And oh, everybody's filing in here.
are we going,
Um,
Andrew? Are we going to Super Zoo?
when is Super Zoo? Am I not in keeping with that? When is it again? Yeah, I always go to Super
I
Zoo.
think it's this month.
Is it? Okay, I need to put that on my calendar.
Come on, you and I love that show, and since I've got a dog, I'm going to love that show even more.
Well, we're always trying to one up each other, right, Stephen? I have two dogs. Ha! Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you
That's not
have,
that's not an asset.
well,
That's
you,
you.
well, you have two big dogs. I have a small dog.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, I want to go to Super Zoo. So Andy, look on the calendar. Make sure we can get in. Or would you please?
Well, yeah, we go every time, or at least one of us do, or both of us do.
Uh,
Heidi wrote, "You're both so gracious and patient. Is ever it is ever frustrating to be asked the same question by new inventors. Oh, is it ever
no,
frustrating?
never,
I
never.
want to answer that, Stephen. Here, you would think, right? We've been doing this 23 years. It's the same question. But when you get such great excitement from the inventor about their product and they're just really excited and they're looking at you for direction, and I don't because I see I'm opening up their eyes to removing all those roadblocks and doing all the things they need to do. And that keeps you energized. At least for Stephen and myself and our coaches and everybody in our company, it does. Maybe for other people, it wouldn't. But it does because it's new for you. And if we can open up your eyes to this whole world of licensing, it's exciting because we're getting that excitement from you. You
Well,
know.
Andrew, think about it. We're teachers. We're educators, Heidi, and that's the reason why. No, it does not bother us. In fact, it's like a new, like a new year. We have a new group that comes in. It's like teaching second grade or high school. A new group comes in every year. So no, we don't get tired of it. We really enjoy it. And Andrew's right. We want to be part of your journey, and we want to
Yeah.
see that change. You want to see some really amazing things happen. So no, we enjoy it very much.
Well, this person said lunch and live with InventRight. I guess it's there. Maybe they're on Central or Eastern time. For us, it's only 10 o'clock, Stephen. We're not quite eating lunch yet.
I, I, want to,
But
Andrew. Can I tell this one story? Um, 'Cause, you know, like a new year, we have a new group that comes in. It's like teaching second grade or high school. A new group comes in every year. So no, we don't get tired of it. We really enjoy it. And Andrew's right. We want to be part of your journey, and we want to see some really amazing things happen. So no, we enjoy it very much.
well, this person said lunch and live with InventRight. I guess it's
just so everybody knows, when someone signs up with our program, our premium program, they start with the coach. The coach starts to get them in the process. I come on about, I don't know, 2 to 3 coaching sessions in to make sure kind of we're on the same page. If there's any questions, all that kind of great stuff, and then I reach back out, which I'm doing now, reaching back out to our students, our members, at the very end, kind of close, because I want to know if we're succeeding. I want to know if we get an A plus. Are we doing everything that we say we're going to do for our students? And Andrew, I'm pleased to announce the coaches are doing a great job. And there's one particular member, Peter down in San Diego, said, he gave us a thumbs up. He said, fantastic. He goes, I was taking your class in college. I went back to my professor. He goes, I changed my major.
Oh yeah, that's a cool story.
I changed my major because of the stuff that I learned from you guys, right? Because you were teaching me how to do it a different way. And the school was going to teach me a different way of doing it that was just going to take long. And they were teaching me to get a job. And I don't want a job. Right. I wasn't signing up for a job. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do some stuff. And so I changed major so I could be an entrepreneur and not someone looking for a job. And I love that he said that to me. So Andrew, I had to share that with you because I thought, yeah, that's what
I had somebody call up and they were interested in the program, and they were 18. And I said, wow, that's so cool. You're 18. So many of our students wish they had learned to license their products when they were that young, because people will struggle for decades thinking that. I just interviewed a student just a couple days ago where he thought, I needed to start a business. He'd been coming up with ideas since he was 16, and I think he's 49 now. And he just didn't think this whole thing was doable, because I needed to start a business. I need all this money. I need a pen. I need this. I need that. And then he read our book, One Simple Idea. And then he started watching our videos and realized, I can do this. So it doesn't matter if somebody becomes a student of ours or not. At the very least, I think our mission is to help people realize that licensing is a business model that's been around for hundreds of years. Yes, your hair looks pretty.
it's
That
wild. It's kind of a wild thing. It's wild today. I got to tame it. Got to tame it down.
but the business model, like you said, has been around for hundreds of years. This
Oh,
isn't something new. Now, the thing that we do is we break it down, so we make it that it's affordable, so you're not taking all the risks that almost every inventor tries to take, to file a patent, to make a prototype. A lot of these things you don't need to do it to license a product. And we shock people with that, and we enjoy that. We enjoy shocking people. But
because
more
it's the real
importantly,
deal.
what's that?
It's the real deal.
Well, more importantly, I see it as removing that roadblock,
I
because
know.
they just thought this was a roadblock, and it's just. And so I think it was Heidi asked earlier, do you ever get tired of the same questions? No, because this is so important to people. This is part of who inventors are. People are like, I want to start a business and make money. No, they're like, I came up with this invention I'm excited about. Yeah, I want to make money, but this is like part of who they are. So when you help people become the successful inventors that they want to be, the person they want to be, their dream, like it never gets tiring in answering the same questions. And Stephen and I need to remind ourselves to always answer those lower level questions, because there's always new people, but
Yeah,
try to do the medium questions and do some more advanced questions
and
too.
I want to answer a question from Celeste. Now, you guys, Celeste is all the way from South Africa. Thank you, Celeste. I see your question, and I want to help answer this. All right. She wants to know about hourly fees with patent attorneys.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to give you kind of a range here so everybody understands. Number one, Andrew and I both believe that you can write your own provisional patent application yourself and do a fantastic job. And we have a great program. Here's the plug. We have a great program called Smart IP that you can buy for $99, and it's going to show you how to do it. So that's a really low cost. I don't even need to hire anybody, Celeste, at that point. Okay. But let's say I want to hire somebody, right? And let's talk about what does the provisional patent application cost if I hire a patent agent or an attorney. Okay, it's very simple. If I'm going to hire a patent attorney in East Coast or West Coast, big city, big firm, I'm going to be paying a lot of money, usually $300 to $400 an hour at the minimum. And that patent that PPA might be $3,000 or $4,000. A non-provisional might be up to, including office actions, could be up to $35,000. That's the high end. Okay. If I go in the middle of the country, I might find a solo practitioner like Jake Ward. In fact, Jake Ward is not a solo anymore. The guy's got like 10 other guys working for him now. But a smaller guy in the middle of the country, the rates are going to be much better, probably $250 an hour, and it's going to be a lot cheaper. Okay. But here's the catch, and I'm going to give Kevin Prince a plug here. Kevin Prince, Andrew and I have known him forever. He's a patent agent. All that really means is that he can't litigate. That's all that means. He can't litigate in court, but he does such great work. He's out of Las Vegas. It's called Quick Patents. Kevin Prince, I'm giving you a plug here. This guy is fantastic, right? I mean, he'll write a provisional patent application, right? We want you to do it for $99, but he'll do it for $2,000, $1,995, some number. And then when you want to file your non-provisional patent application, he'll do it for another $2,000.
I think it's another 3. I think a full utility he'll do for 5,000.
Okay, 5,000.
That's insanely. So let's put that in perspective, Stephen. That's insanely cheap.
Unbelievable.
Now, but this guy, and you're probably like, oh, okay, he's just some hack or something. No, I mean,
No,
I think he had told me he got accepted to Stanford, but his parents couldn't afford it. Don't quote me on that. But I've had coffee with him because he's in town. He's smart.
His engineering degree from Berkeley, which is a great school. But here's the deal, you guys. He does a great job, but he's only as good as you provide the information to him too. Don't get me wrong. I don't care if you get the best firm or a small firm or a patent agent. They're really only good as the information you provide. If you provide them with no information or very little information, I can guarantee whatever they're going to write for you is not going to be that good. That's it. Okay, so let's hopefully I've answered this, but I want to say one last thing. She's in South Africa, and I did this event. Celeste hosted me at this wonderful event at Adams and Adams. They're the largest law firm in the Southern Hemisphere. Guys, that's kind of big stuff. And Celeste, that was a wonderful event. I asked them, what do they charge? But their exchange rate is a little different, right? And so it's really affordable. Now, here's the catch, you guys, because I was thinking, well, I'm just going to send people to Adams in South Africa. It's so cheap. But you have to realize they're practicing law in their part of the world, right? And maybe you could hire someone in another country too. So you have to realize, will the quality be the same as you're getting from a Kevin Prince or somebody else? I don't know. I'm not quite sure if it is or not, but I kind of want someone that's practicing in the same country, kind of. You know what I mean? It makes more sense.
Well, no, but okay. But tell me what you think about this, Stephen. I mean, 9 times out of 10, when our students license products, our U.S. students and our international students, it's with a company that's selling in the U.S. and Canada. Okay, and then sometimes it's in Europe. You're fairly unlikely to license a product in South Africa. So one of the big things that we teach people is that if you're in a country that isn't the US or Canada or Europe, you should be focusing on the US and Canada and Europe and licensing in those countries, and for the most part, US and Canada. Okay. So sometimes people are very proud and I live in this country, I live in Kenya or whatever, so I'm going to file a patent there. Well, and I'm going to make a statement here that's not really worth very much. And you really need to file a U.S. provisional patent application, in my opinion. That's not legal advice. Please consult your attorney if you're looking for legal advice. That's our disclaimer. So Stephen, I do see people in other countries, smaller countries, and they're just so proud of the patent they file in that country. And I'm like, well, and they didn't really know what their goal was because they just figured I should file a patent. So I do advise people if whatever attorney they're using should be an attorney that regularly files U.S. provisionals or patents.
Okay. Here's the last thing I'm going to say too about. Okay, so the range per hour could be $250 an hour. That's a low end, I think. $350, $400 is probably average. If you get a top guy, like a really good guy, it could be $700 an hour. right? And I've even seen attorneys at $1,000 an hour. You guys, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a better job by someone that's more expensive either.
Mm.
So be careful with that. So Celeste, it's a full range. I like to go with guys that I know have my back. Jake Ward is one of them. He's out of, I think he's up in Michigan, does a great job. Kevin Prince does a great job. If you guys
Yeah.
want more information, you can always reach out to Andrew and ourselves. We can always point you to these guys. They just do a great job. Here's a question, though, Andrew, that I really want to get to here. Someone's asking, should I find a patent attorney? First of all, they're kind of framing this up that patent attorneys and patent examiners, they kind of have this relationship. And there's kind of this network. They kind of know each other. And you want that patent attorney that knows that patent examiner. Okay, you guys.
Okay.
In fact, what do you think about something I was told that the patent attorney is key when you have to have an attorney banter with an examiner? Okay, yes. And that her name is Janice. Janice, yes. Okay, let me explain part of this process that a lot of patent attorneys might not be telling you. Okay, you file for a non-provisional, and maybe you spent $8,000 to $10,000. Let's say average. Could be high 15, could be 10. You're in that range. Okay, and they file it with the drawings, everything else that goes in there, and you give them all the good information, done all your work. Now this patent examiner, poor patent examiner, some cubicle at 10,000 of these guys are going to review it, and they're going to reject it. Guarantee they're going to reject it. It's called an office action. You're going to get it. They never just approve it. You're going to get an office action. And what this means is you're going to have to prove to that patent examiner why you should be getting these claims. Okay.
And this is all normal. This happens every time.
It's just normal business. And
right.
That office action costs anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500. More like $2,500. And patent attorneys and patent agents love that. They love it, right? And because that's another way they're going to collect fees.
Right.
All right.
And I'll just throw in there, don't mean to interrupt you, but I talked to so many inventors where the patent attorney or agent didn't inform them. They thought they were done with the costs, and they have these office actions. They send them a bill. They're like, what? And it's like, I can't believe. And so, we had to beat up patent attorneys, agents a little bit here. And because that's what we do. But they didn't inform the inventor, like there's going to be these other costs once the patent office comes back a year to 2.5 years from now.
You're going to get 3 rejections. Pretty common. At $2,500, that's $7,500 more you're spending.
But it's not always that much at all.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
For all my patents over there, and there's a wall of them, they got rejected all 3 times.
It's never like $3,000 extra for the office actions or something.
Never.
No. Yours are more complicated though with stuff you're working on.
It's always I think it's a game they're playing right there. So here's the point. And Janice, this is what I want to get to. If your patent attorney is going to write a response back to the examiner to argue why you should get that claim, that's what they do. But here's a better way. And I've seen this happen firsthand. I want my patent attorney to have an interview with the examiner so they can banter back and forth. They can talk about it. Because if you've got the right patent attorney with a really good bedside manner, because I'll tell you, it's like a fight. I mean, you get in there and you're like, well, the first time I was involved in it, I didn't say a word. I was like, God, this is really ugly. This is not going well. But at the very end, the patent examiner told my patent attorney what he needs to do to get that claim issued. Okay. Now, how is that going to happen if you're writing a written response? It's not going to. All right. So you want to find a patent attorney that has a great track record with interviewing patent examiners.
Yeah, and you're saying that a lot of patent attorneys and agents, they don't get on the line with the examiner on the phone, or they have a teleconference thing, and they don't talk to them, and then you're saying that's a mistake. Now, you're not saying
it's available.
You're not saying you need to do that 100% of the time, but when it's necessary, you're saying a lot of times some patent attorneys and agents aren't doing it when they should. Is that true?
I think a lot of them don't have those type of skills to navigate it very well, or they're not they don't have great soft skills, or they don't know how to kind of butter up the patent examiner. Come on, because it's like a fight. And so Janice, you're right. I want a patent attorney that loves doing interviews with the patent examiner and has a great track record of getting a lot of patents issued. And you can check that out too to make sure they do.
Now, let me ask you a question, Stephen. So, when one of our fans or one of our students uses our Smart IP solution that we developed with patent attorney Gene Quinn, the
Yeah.
Smart IP product, how much does it cost?
$99.
Well, they got another cost there.
A filing fee at what, $60 at the USPTO?
Yeah, they lowered it from 75 to 60. So
Oh
what is
God,
that?
what a break! God, oh my God!
$159, you know?
Oh my
So
God! And here we
that's pretty good.
wait. Let me go after the USPTO for a minute. I never go after him. They thought that was doing us a favor.
Come on, you're saving $15. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, that's not where the expense is.
No, but I don't go. Hey, nothing is going
Yeah,
down in price right now. I thank you
I know,
for saving us
but
15
Andrew,
bucks. You know, it's like
I mean, they thought that was they thought they were like doing a great thing.
I, I
Come on,
really I
man.
really would love to be on that meeting when they discussed it and how that
What?
happened. I don't know if that was part of the new patent stuff that passed. I just don't know how that happened.
Yeah,
I haven't researched it. Don't really care.
I can see it now.
15 bucks.
Hey, those inventors are really struggling. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we got to do something for them. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, let's reduce the charge for $15. So subtract that $15 from the $20,000, you get a patent. Come on, you guys, it's ridiculous. There you go, USPTO. Not wild about it.
Yeah. So since we're on the patent subject, I think Loretta might be new. I'm interested in licensing my patent for integrated vessel level monitoring and control system, and she put a patent number there. Okay, so Stephen, we're not going to beat up Loretta. I think it's perfectly fine. She filed a patent. But what is our approach for people that are new that haven't filed a patent? What approach do we take? And what should Loretta know in the future about filing patents and when to file a patent?
Okay, all right. I think patents are great. You guys, I love patents. You can tell there's a wall of patents there. I love patents. Okay. Most patents never make a dime. Okay, so ugh. Wait, Steve. I don't get it. Patents are expensive, but they don't make a dime. Okay. There's a problem, right, Andrew? And I think you and I have talked about this over the years. What is the problem? Why aren't these patents making money? Right? It's because at the very beginning, us inventors were not testing the market to make sure there's market demand for that invention I'm going to get a patent on. That's the first thing. Number
That
two,
doesn't mean manufacturing the product. That means trying to license it.
whatever.
Right.
And the other part is, maybe the inventor doesn't know what to do after you have a patent. That's another big problem. Or they think that just because they have a patent now that's licensable. Well, no, that's or no. So the problem we're seeing is that there's a communication gap. There's a gap here. You're filing patents out of fear. I want to own this. I don't want
Right.
someone to steal it. I'm going to run out there. I'm going to file it.
Right.
But what you need to be thinking is, how is this going to make money? Does anybody
Right.
really want it? And
Of
can
course.
I test the waters first without filing for a patent? Okay,
Right.
that's what we try to teach. Okay, but you guys, you have to realize patents are great too. If you have a patent, you can leverage it. It does a lot of things that are really great, right? But there's a lot of things it doesn't do, right? And so we just want to make sure we're educating everybody to realize the patent isn't everything, but it does give you leverage. It does have value. You can raise money. You can do all these things. But what's really more important is, does anybody really want that patent? Right? Do they want the invention? And Andrew, I'm going to add this too, because if I don't, you're going to add it.
Okay. Do a preemptive strike, Stephen. Cover it all.
I don't do that all the time, but I'm doing it now. Most of our students license ideas without patents. And that really shocks a lot of people. It shocks patent attorneys. It shocks everybody. I would say if you go to our site, InventRight, and you find that navigational bar at the top that says Members Success, you're going to see 100 ideas out there, maybe more or less, I don't know how many's on there, that were probably licensed, I would say probably the majority, without an issued patent. And people are always shocked. What do you mean, Steve? They licensed that without a patent? Come on. Yes. And so, but getting back to your question,
But what did they have?
they had a provisional patent application.
Right. And they were seeing if the company's interested, sure, we'll file a patent if you're interested, but you're only spending $60.
Okay.
You
So
know,
let's see if we can help you here, because we kind of got derailed here.
mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say this. If you've got a patent, congratulations, first of all. Good for you. Number two is you need to learn the steps of licensing, not your patent, right? It's really the benefit of your idea,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's what you need to focus on. And that's what we teach everybody is, look, how do I produce the right marketing material so I look like a professional, find the right companies, reach out to them correctly to get interest, and then sign a licensing deal. And we have all that information. If you go to our free resources at inventRight.com, you'll see at the very top, free resources. We go through all the steps. You can read a book, One Simple Idea, goes through all of it. Or you can watch 1,000 videos. We have a inventRightTV, maybe not 1,000. I think we have 1,000.
Well, I thought you said we were at 1,000 now. I didn't check personally.
We're over. We're over 1,000.
Okay, all right. Yeah, good luck with watching all those.
Man, Andrew, can you believe there's 1,000 up there?
I've actually called people and they were watching our videos when I called them. I'm like, why am I hearing my voice? And then I talked to people that are like, oh, hey, my spouse came in. I just want to let you know, and said, what are you doing? They're like, I'm watching these InventRight guys. InventRight what? You've been watching for like 3 hours. And they're like, yeah, these guys are great. I have people tell me that all the time. And
let me tell you what I don't want you to do if you're watching this. Don't ever watch us on the big screen. Don't do that.
What are you saying? We're getting on in age and they shouldn't do that?
Well, I keep on backing up off the camera, right? I'm getting older here, man. And I cannot imagine being on the big screen because I saw that one time.
Oh God, I'm not going to do that to myself because I watch. As you know this, I watch 1 to 2.5 hours of YouTube every night because I'm a learning addict, and I watch it on my TV. And I've never watched us, and I never will on my big TV. I don't want it.
Someone told me they did that, and I was just like, oh.
No, you're sounding so vain now that you say that.
No,
but
don't do that. Don't do that. Watch it on your phone where I'm really small.
Okay, I'm gonna ask some leading questions that's good for Loretta, and it's good for everybody else. I'm gonna add you some leading questions. Okay. Is getting a patent a validation of your idea? Because I think a lot of inventors subconsciously think, I got a patent, therefore this product makes sense, and companies will want it because I got a patent. Is that true?
Really?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't understand that that's not true. I thought you were going to tell me why it wasn't true.
I'm not going to stop.
I'm baiting you. Come on.
No, you're not hooking me with that question. You answer it, because I know you're dying to.
Well, I think a lot of inventors do. They're so proud of their patent, a patent in which maybe they didn't cover all the variations, workarounds, improvements. Maybe it's not manufacturable reasonable price. Maybe the product itself doesn't make sense. Just the fact the patent office gave you a patent, they're not evaluating the marketability of your product at all. So don't ever feel like I got a patent, so therefore the product makes sense and everybody will want it. And I'm not saying you guys are thinking that, but a lot of people subconsciously are thinking that. And having helped inventors for 23 years, I just know that, So people need to hear that.
Andrew, are you bashing my patent now? You're really irritating me. I'm proud of this patent, so stop doing what you're doing.
Well, I mean, you should be proud of a product that you brought to market, not a patent.
Now I'm proud of this too.
Okay, all right. Hey, well now you're baiting me.
I am. So don't stop that because I am proud of this.
Okay, but if you got that patent and you never made a dime on it when you
I'm
could have
I'm still proud. Stop
what
that.
what if you never made a dime on it and you knew that you could have filed a provisional
I,
for
I,
$60
I,
and
I'm not as
realized that?
happy with it. I'm not as happy, but I'm still proud.
Okay, that was fun. We're gonna stop being quite so crazy. Although everybody says they like us when we get crazy, Steven, so it keeps it entertaining.
All right.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, let's see what else we got. We got a bunch of good questions here. Uh, okay, what just a random one here. Justin, not random, Justin. I made a drain funnel that prevents hair clogs without catching hair. Without catching hair.
Oh, that's
You
interesting.
think you'd want it to catch hair. That's interesting.
Well,
So, whenever people go, is my idea, should I do this, Andrew? I'm like, look at all the other products in the space. There's a ton of products that help you catch, hair
lot.
and to prevent your drain from
Yeah.
clogging and all that. Is there a market for that? All you need to do is look at the space. It's a valid market. And if you have a point of difference and you look at everything else that's out there, go for it. Here's the thing a lot of people don't do. They don't look at all the other products. They're afraid of what they're going to find. The marketing manager of a big company, trust me, they know what's in the market. You can't like go around with blinders. And I know this because I talk to inventors. They tell me what their invention is. These are our students, and in 30 seconds, I'm like, I find the exact same thing. And I'm like, you didn't do your research. So, but Justin, yeah, there's a market for
No,
that,
wait a
without a
minute.
doubt.
Celeste was kind of. I love Celeste. She's fantastic. She thinks the quality of patent, um, writing a patent in South America is better than anywhere in the
South
world.
Africa.
South Africa, and I'm glad she said that because if it is, you guys, let me tell you this right now. I can't verify that because I've never done it. But if it is, the exchange rate is so unbelievable that you'll get the best
Interesting.
deal in the world by filing and by having someone draft it in South Africa, file it in the United States. Okay, who cares? But I'll tell you, the exchange rate is so insane that I would do it there myself. But I don't have a personal experience with that, Celeste. But thank you for saying that.
A very, very interesting comment. I mean, like right now, my wife's originally from Brazil, and we were looking at real estate in Brazil. I'm not going to buy a condo or something down there. We were considering it. The exchange rate is incredibly positive. With all the things going on with the economy now, who knows what's going to happen, Stephen? But I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
But yeah, so Celeste is
Celeste had
bringing
to,
it. We never talked about this before, Stephen. Like,
Celeste had to really school. She had to school me on this one. Good for you, Celeste.
well, she has a point.
Good for
But
you. Celeste,
but
good for you.
here's what I would recommend if you guys are going to do that. Stephen, myself, we've never guided people to do that. It's very interesting. You need to ask them how many patents have you filed in the U.S. How many U.S. patents have you filed? So,
Me?
and no, any attorney that is overseas that
They
would
do
be
a lot.
filing a U.S. patent.
They do a
Okay.
lot. They do a lot.
Then,
They do a lot.
yeah, that's
See, I asked
something.
that. See, Celeste, I asked that question to somebody. I even spoke to the founder he introduced me to because I wanted to write an article about it. Because if that's true, everybody should be have it filed or have it drafted in South Africa. I'll tell you guys, the exchange rate it's crazy. I think he
And I
told
would
me.
go ahead. I would
I think
compare it to Kevin Prince. Kevin Prince will file a full utility for five thousand
no.
dollars.
I think he told me they will do a non-provisional for like $2,500.
Holy shit!
That's what I said.
Wow, that's insane.
That's what I'm saying.
So don't
But
ask us who to reach out to there, guys. But that is very interesting. I never really
hey,
we haven't really done that.
we have Scott. Scott, you're back. Thank you for being back. Scott and I go back a long ways, Andrew. And I didn't know how long we really went back because Scott was at Stanford when I gave a lecture at Stanford at their graduate design department, and Scott was there. And that's really kind of amazing that he was there. He mentioned that to me. And not only was he there, he was also, when I gave a presentation at IDO, which he never invited me back, but I think I've told that story last week. But he was there too. Now, he's also, I think, a patent. Scott, are you a patent attorney or a patent agent? He's one or the other. I'm not quite sure. but he has a lot of opinions, and I don't agree with all of his opinions, and he knows I don't. But some of them I do. But this is a great question he's asking right here. Andrew, and you're going to answer this because I know you're so good at this. I've heard you say this so many different times. It's one of the questions you have answered a million
Oh my
times
God.
in 22
Yeah.
years. So give me the answer.
Yeah, Heidi was asking if we ever get tired of answering questions. This one I get a little tired of, but it's so.
There you go, Heidi. He
But
lied to you. He
but
lied to
but
you.
no. But I don't, because people have such an incredible sense of relief when they realize they're not screwed. Okay. So Scott's saying, what do you advise if one cannot license their invention within the year? He's basically saying if the year the provisional patent gives you. File a non-provisional patent. I can't tell you how many inventors, these aren't students, they're like, Andrew, my provisional is going to expire in a month. And my attorney told me if I don't file a full utility, I'm going to lose my priority date. I'm like, yeah, that's true, but they're not giving you the full story. They're trying to get you signed up for the full utility, believing you're going to lose that priority date. So when you file a provisional, you file it at this date. And then if you don't file a full utility and reference that provisional within a year, you're going to lose that date. Okay? But what they're not telling you, if you haven't made public disclosure, and everybody says, well, what's public disclosure? Well, sold at a swap meet, put it up on a website. For the most part, showing it privately via email to marketing managers of companies is not considered public disclosure. Not legal advice, but 99% of the attorneys I've talked to have told me that. Okay, not legal advice. So if you haven't made public disclosure, you can file it again. Oh, good, I can just extend it. Nope, you can't extend it. Let's say you filed it 11 months ago and you file that same exact thing, maybe you add something to it. Today, you get a year from today. Oh, but what if somebody comes up with it in the meantime? Well, if the 10 grand for the patent's worth it, I've literally never had that happen to one of our students in 23 years. It could happen. Pay the 10 grand. You'll get that original date. You file a full utility. But if not, it's another $60 and you get a whole nother year. Okay. Providing you haven't made public disclosure. So if people are like, oh, my patent attorney didn't tell me that. They were like, I was going to spend 10 grand. Thank you. Save me, Andrew. You know? So
How many
that's,
have you told that story?
oh God, I don't know. Maybe 3 times a week, every week. Like maybe, yeah, like, but people are so grateful. They're like, I thought I was done with my invention. I thought I was
Okay.
done. I thought I couldn't do it anymore because the year of the PPA passed. I'm like, who
Heidi,
told you that?
there you go. He said he wasn't happy answering that question, but look how enthusiastic he
Yeah,
got. There you go.
exactly.
You
I get
got him.
excited about it.
You got him with that. All right. Scott's an agent. He's a patent
Yes.
agent. Thank you. But he's got some interesting. He's got an interesting question here.
He says he doesn't
Uh,
disagree with you, Stephen. He says he offers the same advice.
oh, I think he
You
disagrees
you,
with me.
you like him more now?
No, I like people disagreeing with me.
I'm just kidding.
So he wants to know about, looking at a patent and evaluating a patent or whatever you want to call it to see if or your invention, see if you should go forward. Andrew, what do you do if I have this great idea?
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. Is there anything I can do to make sure I've got a good idea? I mean, is there anything I can do to verify I've got a good idea? I mean, how do I know if I'm working on something that won't go anywhere? How do I know that?
By studying the marketplace.
How do I know that?
Okay. Well, first of all, you study the micro category of the idea. If you're doing a doorstop, you need to know all the doorstops on the market,
Okay.
and you need to spend your 2 or 3, 4 hours to do that research up front. Okay, so you can make a change. But then once you make any changes you need to in your marketing, and you reach out to companies, you're gonna know if the companies are showing interest. You don't need to manufacture a product. You don't need to make a prototype quite often. You can make a virtual prototype and a sell sheet, a marketing piece, and show it to 20, 30 companies that sell that type of product and see if there's interest. They're all marketing managers in that space, as you know, Stephen. They know what's selling, what's not. If they're intrigued, they're going to get back to you. That's how you know.
Okay. I always tell everybody, I love this. The only opinion that really matters is the company's going to pay you. But here's another question. Now, someone just mentioned here, and I think this is valid. Conduct a focus group. Now, don't get me wrong. I think getting opinions are important.
Yeah.
But when someone actually pulls out their wallet,
Yeah.
and puts money down, that's kind of the better opinion that I want.
Yeah.
Right. And some of the best people in the world always say this. And there's one famous guy that always says this. I'm not going to mention his name, but
Hmm.
the way to really tell if someone opens their wallet, we have, wait a minute, Andrew, we have Ben. Ben has
Yeah, I
joined
see
us
Ben there.
today.
Yeah, Ben, our LinkedIn for licensing expert. He's on LinkedIn, Stephen. I didn't think he was on LinkedIn. I'm just kidding, Ben.
He's a LinkedIn expert. You know, you guys, if you don't know who Benjamin Harrison is, let me back up for just a minute. Benjamin is the licensing is our InventRight licensing expert using LinkedIn, and he
Um,
teaches classes for our group twice a week
What?
for
Every other week. Yeah.
every other week. I mean, twice a month, where he is. He has a big group, Andrew. Every time I go to those classes, they just seem to get bigger. Everybody comes together, and he's there twice a month teaching them all the new techniques to reach out to companies to get deals. And what I really like about it, you got all these people, and they're all pitching at the same time. They're all kind of working together. Ben teaches a class. He always brings something new to it, right? Which I
Hmm.
really like. And then he opens it up, and it's really a community of like-minded people together helping each other. He does a great job. I was there. God, last time I'm always shocked I go there, Andrew. I'm always shocked because I hang in there, and every time I get there, there's even more people hanging in there. I'm like, why are all these people here? It's because he does a great job. And I wrote a book with Ben, licensing ideas using LinkedIn. So if you really want more information about how to do that, pick up that book.
Yeah,
That
Benjamin does
Benjamin.
amazing job. He really cares about folks, gives great advice. And what I love about the smart pitch meetings that he does is, you might be on a meeting and one person's like, "Hey, I reached out to 15 companies, crickets." And they're giving some advice and stuff, and then they're back 2 weeks later or 4 weeks later and they're like, "Hey, that worked." And then other people are like, "No, no, I did this." And they're all sharing with each other and they're all reaching out.
All the latest tips, strategies. He's really up to date on everything about LinkedIn. The thing that really irritates me, Ben, if you're listening, that because every time he wants to use an example of someone's doing something terrible, I think he uses my profile.
Oh, really? That's funny.
I'm like, what's up with
Well,
that?
Ben has a great sense of humor for those of you who don't know Ben, so I freaking love
You know,
that.
he's
I've been a
teaching a
victim of that
lesson.
too.
He's teaching a lesson, something not to do by
Yeah,
using mine.
he's done that to me too. Yeah. Hey, so let's get back to Nikos here. Conduct a focus group. So to go into even more detail on what Stephen was saying, when people, I think focus groups could be great where you could put the product in their hand. You give people pizza, they all sign non-disclosures, and you put the product in their hand and you see they're confused by it or whatever. Okay, that could be beneficial. But they say that only 1 in 10 people in a focus group that said they would buy it, when you, like Stephen said, actually ask them to open up their wallet, will actually do it. So take it with a grain of salt. And then I get people, Stephen, and you've seen this before, they want to post it on Facebook and then tell the company, "Hey, I got 100 likes." It means nothing. Nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, can we talk about this disclosure issue for just a minute? Because you kind of got me thinking about this. We have this program at InventRight called Design Studio, where when our students sign up, they have this ability to work with our designers to create 3D computer prototypes, to do marketing materials, sell sheets, line drawings, everything you need. And those group that we have, they've been trained of how to do this type of marketing material for inventors. And we've done thousands, I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of these for our members. We've also opened that up to the public where you can get it done too. But someone asked me the other day, they said, "Steve, why go to your group, InventRight Design Studio, to have this done? I'm just going to go to Fiverr." And I thought long and hard, and I said, Fiverr's a great place. I think they do a good job. Hell, I've used some people on Fiverr too. I think they're wonderful, or Upworks. But here's the difference, everybody. When you're getting design services done by a third party, they probably live in some part of the world, who knows what. And you can hit this little button where they won't disclose it, which is great because you don't want them to disclose your invention, right? But sometimes they put it on their private portfolio website.
Or public portfolio. That happened to
Yeah,
one of our coaches, a public portfolio.
that's what I mean, public.
It didn't matter
So,
that you checked the box that they wouldn't show it publicly. They still did.
So
It's a big
what,
risk.
when Andrew was talking about public disclosure, how you don't want to do that, by using someone, they could do that and they could make sure you cannot get a patent for that. You guys don't realize how dangerous that is. That's why Design Studio, they're all under NDA. They're not sharing anything. They do the best work in the world. Number one, that's because they do it every day. But also, you don't have that disclosure issue by going to someone out there at Fiverr because it's cheaper.
Yeah, if a product has been publicly disclosed more than a year and you didn't get a patent on it, you can never get a patent on it again. So that is of a concern, and
It's a
Scott
big
is
deal.
a
It's a
patent
much
agent, so he knows that all too well. We were answering his question, was more for everybody else because he knows all about
it's
all
a
of that.
much bigger deal, you guys. And so, just realize that when you're working with those type of people, I think they're going to do a great job. You just have some liability here. All right,
Yeah,
there you
we
go.
got 7 minutes left, Stephen.
Hello. Oh, Heidi's laughing. Good, good. Everybody's happy. Benjamin, yeah, great to see you guys. Yeah, you know where Benjamin? I think Benjamin's down. I think he's down in Florida. Is he down in Florida?
He moved. He moved to the completely other side of the country. He was in up there on the West Coast, and
Yeah, well, first of all, he was in. I think he was. Well, he was in Tennessee, then went to the West Coast for a year or something, and then now
mhm,
then went back, and now I think he's down in Florida. The guy moves around, man.
yeah,
Good for
well,
him.
he's got the RV, so he can do that.
He does. He does.
So Jimmy was just agreeing. No, it's not a validation. That getting a patent is not a validation of your idea.
Hey, I want to talk about Jimmy. Jimmy, I'm glad
Yeah,
you're joining us. Jimmy, you sent me an email. I saw your product. I think you're really smart. I sent you an email. Come back to me so we can talk about it. I know you're busy. You're back east, but somehow we're disconnecting. But thank you for joining us today, Jimmy.
cool. Stephen, do you want to do a shameless plug for our May promotion for when people sign up with our premium program? Normally, we
I
give away
almost
like,
forgot to do that.
yeah, we'll quite often give away one thing, like an extra month, or a sell sheet, or a VP virtual prototype, or an all access report list of companies. But this month, Steve went a little nuts, and he's giving away an extra month of
But
one-on-one
why? Why?
coaching
What's this
and
month? What is
hold
this
on,
month? What are we
National Inventors
celebrating?
Month, National Inventors Month. Yeah, an extra month of one-on-one coaching, a sell sheet, a virtual prototype, and an all-access report. It's like over $1,400 worth of stuff. So that's good for the month of May. So if you guys are interested, you can go to inventright.com and find more info about that.
No, Andrew, I thought by celebrating National Inventors Month to give them more tools than we normally give them, it's going to help them with that journey. So you guys check it out, inventright.com. We're giving away, Andrew, I think we're giving away the ship on this one, but what the heck?
Yeah, well, let's see how it goes.
Oh, what do we have here?
Yeah, it's the really long one from Nikos, or is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Yep. He's got a product. It's a automatic drink cover. He has a website already he created. You don't need a website, Nico, when you're licensing a product. Typically, companies don't have time to go to websites. A one-page sell sheet is a lot
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
But if you're as long as you if you do have a website, first off, you're making that public disclosure we talked about. Okay, so that's valid. But maybe you
Could be
want to have him.
private. Could be private.
Yeah, well, he has a utility patent, so he's filed
Oh,
a
so
patent.
good. He's
Okay.
good.
All right. So, but this is my take. If when they look at the top of the site, if they don't understand your product within 6 seconds, not going to cut it. If they get it in 6 seconds, I've seen some people with the website where they've accomplished that, then it's okay. But
Well,
you
they've got
don't
to
need a
click here and click there and everything else. No, no, that's not going to
no.
work.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to take
No,
time to look at it.
no.
Um, he said, "What are some good questions to ask when cold calling companies?" Um, you don't really want to ask questions except for, this is essentially. I'm not giving you word for word what you're going to say, but I've looked at your product line. I believe I have a product that's a right match for your company. I'm looking to license it. Can I send you a sell sheet? That's a little bit long, but you're asking permission to send the marketing piece, or in this case, your website, that is going to do all the selling for you. You're not like wasting their time. You want to only use up about 10 seconds of their time. And I think a lot of inventors don't understand that, Stephen. And then if they're really intrigued, great, they're going to look at it more. But to think they're going to look through a 20-page PowerPoint or a prospectus or a long rambling email, ain't got time for that. And if you do that, you're just wasting your time. Not going to work.
No, Andrew,
So,
this is so specialized. And we said this last time. A lot of organizations we help, even very large ones. We even work with the Smithsonian, you guys, which is a wonderful organization because this is so specialized. And a lot of people think that I'm just going to learn it along the way. You guys, you're going to need some coaching from somebody. It could be us, it could be somebody else. But the best advice I can give anybody, if you're going down this journey, find someone that's already done it, right? You don't have to learn everything, and it doesn't have to take you years to get here. You want to get your ideas in front of companies as quick as you can, spend a very little money, test the market, act as a professional, build relationships, get in the game of innovation. It's the most exciting field you can be in. You can play the biggest game in the world today, anywhere in the world, but you have to do it correctly, or you're going to land in the amateur camp at these companies and you won't be able to get out because you made some fundamental mistakes. Don't do that.
mm-hmm.
Hoo.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, a company could mark your email as spam, and then they just won't see any more emails from you because you
Well,
sent this crazy long rambling email. It could
Andrew,
happen.
I saw an email from someone, Andrew, and I even called the person up. I just felt I had to help this person.
What
He
happened?
sent
What they
an,
do?
he sent an email to someone that we know on our TV guys on our TV channel, inventRightTV. Sometimes we bring on companies or people that are looking for ideas. Okay, there's one particular person was looking for ideas, and he looked at it and he thought we were a better fit for this guy, so he sent it back to us. And I saw the email, Andrew, that this gentleman sent to this company that wants ideas, and it was just a wall of text. There wasn't even a break. I mean, there's no break. There's
I
no
don't
break.
know why people do that.
There's no
Oh
break.
my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
So visually, it was like, no, that doesn't work. And he started talking about how he was going to take how 5% of the market would be these dollars and talk. I mean, he just went on and on and on. And I called him up. I said, look, I'm going to give you 3 pieces of advice. Never send a wall of text to anybody ever again. No one will ever read it. They'll look at you and they won't want to work with you at all. Number 2, make it a paragraph at best. Get to the point. This is what you have. This is the benefit. Move on. Here's the last point. Never brag about how you're going to dominate the market.
Yeah.
It's an amateur move. They see it. And tell you guys, when they see that, know what they says to them? I'm not going to work with you because you're going to drive me crazy.
Yep.
You need help. And that's not my job to help you.
One of our former students that is an advisor of ours now, Dana, she licensed this to Grand Fusion, and she was talking with them quite a bit, and things were really moving forward. And then they said, "Well, we want to do a call with you," and they called the call, and the whole call they were interviewing her about her, and what they were doing. And at the end they told her, they said, "Oh, congratulate." They don't usually do it like this, but this is a extreme example. But they're doing it, but they're not telling you. And they said at the end, they said, "Congratulations, you passed." And she's like, what do you mean I passed?" And they said, "You passed the crazy inventor test. We love your product. We love your product, but we don't have time to work with crazy inventors. You're obviously not one, and we would love to work with you." Now they won't say that. That's very rare, but
And
they
it
will
breaks,
do it. They will do
Andrew,
it.
it breaks my heart that company still sees part of us like that. We got to stop that.
Yeah, they're messing it up for the rest of us.
Well, no, but it just breaks my heart that they're so enthusiastic about what they have. I love that they are, but they need a little bit of training to make sure they do it correctly.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well, Stephen, we hit the hour. As always, I had a lot of fun with this.
I
People had
could tell
great
you had a lot
questions.
of fun. You had a lot of fun today.
We can never get to them all. Are you saying you didn't have fun?
I always have fun, but
Yeah,
you
you do.
you especially had fun today.
It's really, like I said, when you can help people be the person that they want to be, that successful man they want to be, and they're like, nobody's helping me, and my family thinks I'm crazy, or the patent attorney is just trying to get money out of me, and they're like, I trust you guys. Like,
I,
I It's an
I
amazing
haven't seen you
feeling.
this happy in a long time. I'm really glad. You
What's
know,
that?
I haven't seen you this happy in a long time. I'm really happy. I'm really happy you're happy.
Why? You think I've been grumpy lately?
Yeah.
Maybe I got a term. Oh, really?
And I
Okay.
want to thank everybody for making Andrew happy today.
Because it's just all about Andrew.
Yeah, pretty
Is it?
much.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. All right. Guys, I hope you found this entertaining, educational, all that. Tell anybody that's an inventor about us. You can watch us ramble on YouTube a lot more. If you guys go, hey, I love watching you guys ramble, but I need help. I need to be able to say, here's my product. What do I do? I need a coach. Then go to inventRight.com. Definitely consider doing it in the month of May because we got this insane promo. Like we've never given away this much stuff as bonuses or extras or whatever. So make sure to check that out. And I'll remind you guys, take care and keep inventing. And Stephen, thank you so much.
Bye,
All right.
everybody.
See you guys. Bye.